Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing a summer slash July TBR. I probably grabbed more books than I'm gonna read, but in sense of just like everything that I am gonna pick up, it's gonna be from these two piles. I have one pile of books that I haven't started that I want to get to, and then I have another pile of books that I might need to finish. So yeah, we'll start with the books that I need to finish. So the first book I have is The Plague by Albert Camus. Um, I got this book a few weeks ago. It looked pretty interesting. It basically follows a town on the coast of, I think, Africa. Yeah, northern Africa. That is kind of taken over by this like plague. And then everyone's kind of forced into a quarantine, and then you're basically watching all the different ways people are kind of responding. And yeah, so far I'm only like 40 pages in, so not much has happened. I don't know, it's a bit of a drag so far, if I'm being honest. I really liked the beginning, and then it got a little into like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time understanding who each character is and what's happening to them. So I don't know, I'm excited to keep reading. Hopefully it gets not necessarily better, but I become a little more engaged as I keep reading, and I get to finish it this month. The next book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This book I love. Like, it's so good. I don't even know how to explain it. You can see the tabs. When I was in AP Lit, back in high school, it was like a few weeks ago. I just graduated, but when I was in AP Lit, we had an assignment to read a classic of our choice. So I picked East of Eden because the school supplies books, so if you pick a book, they'll buy it for you. So I didn't want to pick a classic I already had, so I went through my list of classics I wanted to read that I didn't own, and East of Eden seemed like the best one because I've heard really good things about it. Some people say it's like the best thing they've ever read ever in the history of the world. So I was like, okay, pretty high bar there, so I'll probably check it out. The only thing I slightly regret about picking up this book is because I had to read it for class, I did kind of not rush through it because like I listened to an audiobook and I put the audiobook in like 1.5x speed or whatever, and I was kind of reading along, but it was good, and I was still tabbing it and underlining as I was reading, but it was really good, and I feel like I got through a good chunk of it pretty fast because I only had to read to a certain page for class because it's a longer book. I was only required to read to, I think, page like 300 or 400, so I could write my paper about it and then use it on the AP Lit test. After we finished classics and moved on to our next books, I never actually finished it. So I picked it up again a few weeks ago to keep reading, and I did kind of forget a little bit about everything that's happened because so much happens in this book. Like, it's so strange because when I was looking to read it, I was trying to like find a summary, not a summary like of spoilers, but kind of, like a little blurb thing to kind of tell me what the book was about. But it's so vague. Like, there's no way to really describe what the book is about. It's really just about a family, or two different families rather, through generations. So far it's amazing. I still have a little under 200 pages left, so I'm hopefully gonna wrap that up in a few days. The next book is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I've been reading this book for like a year. It is so hard for me to get through. I don't understand what it is about this book. I think it's just everyone has hyped up this book so much that my expectations were like, this is gonna be the best. Okay, the book, I don't know. People describe this book as like to be a lot more dramatic than it is. And obviously I'm not done. I still have about a little less than half of the book left. And I just feel like so far the book has just been so like just conversational. Like, it's just people talking, which is like obviously like most books are just people talking, but like nothing has really happened so far. Like, when people describe what the book is about, it takes a while for the book to get to that part. Like, that doesn't happen for some time. definitely gonna keep reading. I'm not gonna drop it, but hopefully this also picks up a little bit. So next I have Looking for Alaska by John Green. This I wanted to read for a really long time. I picked it up and then I just like forgot about it because it was in one of my old backpacks. Sorry, there's like a piece of dust. Okay. It was in one of my old backpacks and it was just in my closet and I just forgot about it. So the thing is, I am like on page 50, but I don't remember anything because it's probably been in my bag for at least 6 months. So I'm probably gonna restart it if I do, or I'll just continue to see what I remember. It's kind of falling apart, which I don't mind at all, but I haven't even started reading it yet. I haven't even read it, so it's a little whatever. But I am really excited to read this. I've heard great things about it. Based on what I do remember when I was reading it, I did really enjoy it. So I'm definitely gonna pick this back up, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You can see my small pile of books just slowly building up. There's so many books. I don't even know. Okay. My next book is Babel by R.F. Kuang, and this book I also got for AP Lit, and I just never finished it because I started studying for the AP Lit test, which I don't know how one really studies for. So I just knew that I wouldn't be able to use this book on the AP Lit test, so instead of trying to finish this, I just went back and reviewed other books that I had already read. This book I've heard great things about. So far it's really good. I think I'm on page not that far in. Yeah, I wasn't reading this that long ago, so I can just pick up where I was. Yeah, I'm excited to keep reading it. So far it's been really, really good. Yeah. Next book is Best Barbarian by Roger Reeves. This is a collection of poems. This is not ironically, but this is actually one of the few books that I've purchased without it being because I saw it on like TikTok or on Goodreads or someone told me to buy it. This is like something like I was looking through the poetry section and I saw it and I was like, that cover's really cool. So I picked it up and I opened it and I started reading a lot of the poems. And I was like, this is amazing, I need it. And it was like freaking like $36 because it like just came out. And I was like, should I really be buying this like almost $40 book that I know nothing about and I haven't heard any reviews? But this is a reminder that sometimes it's really, really good to just trust yourself and to go out and buy things that you see that you like and not always just buy things that other people tell you are good. It's great to go out and buy. There's so many great books I've read that have been recommended by other people, but it's also great to just kind of go out and find things yourself. I also write a lot, as you'll come to know when I post more. But this book has like completely changed the way I write. Like it's insane. Like I bought this book right before I went to a pre-college over the last summer, and it was a creative writing program, and I used this book like every day for inspiration. So this book, I love it so far. 5 stars so far. I'm gonna finish it obviously because I have to because it's so good. Yeah, and I'll probably do a review on this soon because I'm almost done. Next book is Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. This is also a book that I bought because I wanted to buy it, and not because I saw it on TikTok. This is a memoir, so it's just basically kind of talking about his life, his experience growing up, and kind of what led him to become the person he is today. Yeah, it also has a lot of pictures in it, which is cool. I love pictures. Like, just look at this. Like, this is not a spoiler. This is the inside of the cover. Isn't that so cool? Like, and a lot of it has like his own handwriting, which I'll just eat that up. Okay. And also the cover is smaller than the book, which I think that's a cool little detail too. So I love Matthew McConaughey with every bone of my body. If I had to meet one celebrity before I die, it would be him. He's in my favorite movie, Interstellar, which I'm sure is everyone's favorite movie, but I mean, I still like it. It's a great movie. It's amazing. When I was younger, and my mom used to have like this box, she gave me her old computer, which had the DVD player in it. We had like this giant box of like just DVDs just sitting in the house. So the moment I got her computer, I went through and I started digging through looking for all these DVDs. And I really liked the book Wonderstruck when I was younger, which has heavy themes of like space. And then I also really liked the book Wonder, which also had heavy themes of space because the kid was always wearing like an astronaut helmet. So when I saw Interstellar, I was like, I'll probably like this, so I'll just go ahead and pick it up. I watched it, and then I watched it again, and then I kept watching it every 5 minutes. So, yeah, when I heard Matthew McConaughey published a book, I was like, I need it or I'm gonna die. So my brother bought it for me and I haven't read it. So I also started watching True Detective because I've never heard of the show, but I started trending on TikTok and I saw that he was in it. So I started watching it. That's also amazing. It made me even more excited to read this book because I forgot how much I love Matthew McConaughey. So I'm very excited to pick this up again and keep reading. My next book is Lord of the Flies. Apparently everyone read this book in 8th grade. I never read this book in 8th grade. In 8th grade I read The Outsiders, but that was also pretty good. Anyways, I bought this book because I was like, I'm trying to get into reading more classics, and I would like to have read, because I'm going to college, I'm going to be an English major, so I'd like to enter having already read a lot of the classics that most people, I'm sure there also would have already read. So I'm just picking up all the ones I haven't read yet. Lord of the Flies looks really cool. I love the cover. The plot looks really cool. I read a few pages in the bookstore before I bought it, and it looked great. I just tabbed the page where I read up to in the store. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep reading this month. It's pretty short, so I should get through it relatively quickly. And I'm really excited. It looks great. I've heard great things about it. Yeah. Good Material by Dolly Alderton, if I'm saying her last name right. So this book is basically about this couple that breaks up. It's from the guy's perspective and kind of just like him dealing, I guess, with the breakup and his road to recovery. He's also a stand-up comedian, which is why I think it's called Good Material, because that would make sense. Yeah, I mean, it's very real. A lot of the stuff that he's experiencing in the breakup, I feel like, is like these very little things that people do that isn't always I don't know, like talked about, that I think is like, it's nice. It's really funny. It's very relatable. I'm excited to see where it's going. But yeah, so far this is really good. I'm definitely gonna pick this back up during the month. Now for the books I haven't read. Like, you think this would be it, but it's not. First book is Night by Elie Wiesel. I didn't just read it, but I read his book The Accident. And it was actually like, my school was giving away a bunch of books. I don't know why they do. I think they're just like cleaning out the library or something, but it was one of the books that I grabbed. I don't know why I grabbed it. It just looked cool, so I grabbed it. And I read it, and it's like one of my favorite books of all time. It was so good. The writing is so beautiful. It's really short, like this, about this length. It's actually right here. I don't know why I just... This is the book. Pretty great. Loved every second of it. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so this book talks a lot about the Holocaust, and I think the author's time during the Holocaust, like specifically their story. But I'm not entirely sure if it's a story based on their experience or if it's like a memoir kind of thing. It takes place in 1944 in Auschwitz, and it follows the story after he's taken away from his home with the rest of his family. So I wouldn't say excited. I don't know if that's the word to describe this book, but I am very intrigued and I'm looking forward to reading this book. Based on what else I've read by him, he's a great writer. My next book is The Stranger by Albert Camus. I also have The Plague by him that I'm currently reading right now, so I don't know if I will pick this up this month, but it is so short that I don't think I would, like, I don't really see a reason why not to. Yeah, I don't really like reading two books by the same author in the same month, or especially two books that are like really similar or like the same genre. I don't know if these books are necessarily similar, but I would probably like to finish one of his books first. Yeah, so this book is about, I don't know what it's about. From what I know, it's about some guy and his mom dies and he like goes to her funeral. That's all I know. It's not telling me what it's about on the back. Yes, I bought it because of TikTok. No, I'm not gonna be ashamed about that. Yeah, I've had it for a while. I never read it, so hopefully I'll pick that up. Okay, my next book is The Idiot by Elif Botman, I believe. This one actually looked really, really good. The cover actually caught my eye, not because, I mean, it looks great, but because I've seen it, I think I saw it on Goodreads. One of my friends was reading it. So, yeah, it's about a girl who is starting her freshman year at Harvard. She's the daughter of Turkish immigrants. And then she starts emailing this guy named Ivan. And yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I know. It's about 400 something pages, so like 420 pages. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to read it. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. I did some research after I bought it, which I should have done before, but it's okay. But yeah, no, it looks really great. Also, now that I'm starting college, I kind of wanted to read this before I go or while I'm in the process of starting college, because I thought just the timing was going to be good, so hopefully I get something out of it too. The next book is This Is How You Lose the Time War. I'm probably going to read this book like today, because I bought this book like 2 days ago, and it's super short, and my friend also read this book. She recommended it to me, and she read it when I was at that creative writing pre-college that I brought up earlier. This is where she read it. She read it so fast. She read it in like 2 days. But she was like, it's like, you have to read this, like it's so good. So I'm definitely gonna pick it up soon, because I want to. I don't really know what it's about. Something about war and time and space and red and blue and two rival agents in a war that stretches through the vast reaches of time and space. So sci-fi, I don't ever read sci-fi. I don't ever read anything, really. I just buy books. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be my first sci-fi book in a while. I don't even know what the last sci-fi book I read was, if ever. Yeah, so I'm intrigued to see how this is. This is too many books. There's no way I'm reading this many books in a month. Mind you, in June I read 3 books. 3 very long books, but 3 books. I read a lot of pages in June, but I didn't finish. Like, half of these books I started in June and have been reading in June, but I haven't finished any of them yet. So, next we have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagira, I believe is how you say her name. I can't even tell you how long ago I bought this book, because I don't remember. I don't remember when I bought it. I don't remember where I bought it. I don't remember why I bought it. It's just on my shelf, and it's been on my shelf at least 2 years. I don't even know. But yeah, it's about these 4 college classmates, and they're all moving through their life. So apparently it's super sad, so I was like, I'll probably read this during summer, because I don't like reading or watching things that are unbelievably heartbreaking while I have to engage with society for a while, you know. So like while I'm in school, I try to stray away from stuff like this, just because like I don't want to be crying on like, I don't know, in the cafeteria during lunch. So I'm probably gonna try and read this summer. If not this month, then next month. But at least I'm gonna try to start it, because this is a good chunk of a book, and it's probably gonna take me a minute to get through. So I may not finish it this month, but I definitely would like to start it. I've started A Little Life like 7 times, and I've only gotten through the first 20 pages. Not because it's bad or anything, just because I just never think that I'm ready to continue. So okay. Next I have 6 of Crows by Lee Bardugo. No idea what this is about. My friend told me to buy it, and I said okay. When did I even buy this? I don't even know. I have so many books that like I've had for so long that it's actually, guys, it's like overconsumption. Okay. So this book is about a criminal prodigy named Kaz, who's offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich, but he can't do it alone. So I'm assuming he joins a team and they do it together. Yep. I don't really read a lot of fantasy, so this is gonna be my first fantasy book. I read like, Babel too. Babel and this are my first fantasy books, but I have a lot of fantasy books for someone that doesn't really read them. So, you know, maybe I read more. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I'll keep you guys updated. You should follow my Goodreads so you can stay updated, if you care, which you probably don't. The next thing I want to read is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. I love this cover. Like, I saw the book, obviously it's brand new, and it was on the top new books or whatever on like some website that I saw, but when I saw the cover in stores, I was like, I need it. I want to stare at it forever. So the book just came out, so it was like a little expensive. Here's a little hack, guys. If a book is ever expensive, go to Target. I don't know what it is about Target, but the books are so much cheaper there. So I wasn't actually going to buy this book yet because I didn't really want to read it yet. But when I saw that I could get it for cheap at Target and I was in Target and it was in front of me, I grabbed it because I had no choice. Yeah, so now that I have it, I may as well read it. So I'm definitely going to see if I can pick this up this month. I have no idea what it's about. I think it's about a grocery store. Okay, so it's a lot about surviving at the margins of a white Christian America and how damaging bigotry, hypocrisy, and deceit can be to a community. Okay, so I'll talk more about this as I read it, because I don't want to make this video 50 minutes of me telling you the full plot of every book I've never read. But I am really excited to pick this up. I've heard great things about it. It looks great. The plot looks great. The book looks great. I'm excited. This book stack is actually becoming a hazard. It's okay. Next, I have Crush by Richard Seiken. My friend gave this to me as a gift. And they actually went through and left all their own annotations in the, oh my god. My friend actually texted me. I never responded. Oh, sorry. All their own annotations in the books, and I get to go through and add my annotations to their annotations. It's something that we do, and it's really fun, and I recommend doing that with your friends. I'm very excited to read this. I think it's just a collection of poems, so I will be doing that. Next, I have No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai, Osamu Dazai, I believe. Osamu Dazai. I'm gonna get arrested. This is a new translation. And so is the plague. I don't know if I brought that up. This is a new translation. I like the cover better than the other one, and so I didn't buy the other version, even though that's I know you guys all know the version I'm talking about. It's like a red cover with like a black figure. It's right there, that one. Yeah, that one I was gonna buy, but I didn't. I got this one. So I don't think, hopefully, that I have a completely different reading experience because it's a different translation, but I think it should be fine. The reviews seemed pretty good for this book. So a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. So I'm interested to see how I feel. Stephen King, The Body. I watched Stand By Me. Okay, I actually have a few things to say. I have 11 Stephen King books. He's my most purchased author, and I've only read like 2 or 3 of his books, and I have 11 of them. So we're gonna lock in. I'm picking up a Stephen King book every month. I have one for almost every month of the year. So yeah, so this is, I don't know if anyone has heard of Stand By Me, but I'm pretty sure it was based off of this, or it's just the exact same story. I don't know if it's based on or if it just is the story. Yeah, I love Stand By Me. Oh no, it's the same story. Okay, so yeah, I will be reading this even though I know the story, but I saw the movie, I love the movie, and I'm gonna read the book, and hopefully I'll love the book too. It's really, really short. Not really, really short, but it's pretty short. It's like about 200 pages. So I should get through that pretty fast. Yeah. The only other Stephen King book, I'm not even gonna go there. We need to wrap this video up. This book, by William Strunk Jr. and E.B. White, The Elements of Style, is a book on how to fix your grammar. It's super short. I can't get through it. I don't understand why. I just want to read it because I need to improve my writing. So, Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. My mom read this book and she was like, you need to read it or I'm literally gonna have a breakdown. So I told her I would because we don't want that to happen. Apparently this book is really good. I haven't heard much about it. I do know that they made a movie about it. I didn't see the movie, so I have no idea really what it's about. It's nonfiction, and I think she goes to different places in the world and talks about their caste systems. I'm assuming it says caste, and kind of explores that. Yeah, that's like pretty much it. Not that that isn't every book ever made, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to stick with. There's a lot of other books that I really wanted to pick up, but the summer isn't over. I still have August, and I also have the rest of my life, so I will also be reading books as I continue to live. Um, yeah, but regarding the books, let me see how many books that is. So that's 20 books. That's actually not that many. If I was like aiming to read, okay, I thought it was like 50. So 20 books is a lot. I'm not getting through 20 books in a month. If you get through 20 books a month, that's great for you. That's not going to be me. But it's a good selection to pick from, but it's also like, you know, I will definitely be picking up a lot of these books. So I'm very excited to do that. I'm gonna stop filming now because I'm hungry and I want to eat some food, and I'm gonna go eat, and then I'm gonna film another video. Multiple videos in the same day. I know, but I got a bunch of art stuff, so I'm gonna be doing that. So you should go watch that video if that's up too. Thank you for watching. You should follow me on Goodreads because why not? You should follow my Instagram account because I take pictures and I make art and I play guitar and I do some stuff that I'm not very good at everything, but it's fun and it's cool and it's a great time. You know, any interest you have, I will pick it up for you. I also write, so if you are also a writer, let's put that in the comments. I want some writing friends. I want some book friends. We can start a book club. We can start a writing club. We can start a music club. Whatever you want.